Hi, it's Donna Merrill again, and continuing on living in your power. And one of the things great obstacles that I found about living in your power or not living in your power is low self-esteem. Now, you may look at me and say, hey, Donna's got great self-esteem. I had to work hard at it, okay? It's a choice. When you have low self-esteem, you're like in this little shell, carrying it around all the time, looking at everyone else, seeing what they're doing, thinking that you're less of a person. Now, this may have come from anywhere, and I'll tell you a story. In my case, it came from growing up. You can't do this, Donna, you can't do that, Donna. There was always I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, and when I did something that made me feel good, I didn't get stroked positively. It was like, why are you doing that? You'll never succeed. This is not good. Whatever. So I had a lot of negativity in the back of my head, in my subconscious. And I knew, even as a child, there was something wrong with that. This wasn't natural. This is not what you do with your child. But it happened. So I had to overcome it. It kept me back many years of, my life, in the beginning years of my life. But then one day, I listened to that red flag and realized that I had the power to change, okay? You always have that power in you, and it's up to you whether you stay there. And I know people that are 60 years old that still live that way, and they're in torment. Or you can go out and seek some help. In my case, I started off with the self-help books, then I went to a therapist, and then I took some classes, and I came out of my shell, and I was proud of who I am, and I gave my gifts to the world, and it just grows and grows, and you never go back again once you do that. Now, I want to tell you a little story about being a victim or being in your power. I was once, at a young age, I was in a horrible car accident, and back then we didn't have seatbelts, so the driver, my boyfriend at the time, had pulled me down, thank God, because the hood of the car went right into the back seat. So they had to get the jaws of life to get me out, and I was in this semi-conscious, and all I heard was, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead. Why? Because I had severed a blood vessel here and was spurting out, and I was in and out of consciousness. I couldn't speak. I don't know why, what that was about, but I knew I'm alive. I am alive. And no matter how many people was telling me she's dead, I knew in my head that I couldn't shout out or make a sound, but I knew. I knew I was alive, and I knew I was going to stay alive. And I was very lucky because it just nipped that vein there, and it didn't sever it completely, so lost a lot of blood. Long story short, I remember that time. Now, I could have gave my power up. I remember saying, oh, I'm dead, and I could have lost it, or I could have fought it, and then that made me realize, I don't care what people say. I don't care what they're telling me. I know me. I was only 17 at the time. But it was a realization that I know me. I know my body. I know I'm alive. And a couple of days later, I was out of the hospital and living in pain a bit, but I know I was alive. And that's just a little story that can tell you, you can either be a victim and give it up to what people tell you, or you can listen to that inner voice that tells you you're alive, you're strong. Okay, now with self-esteem, it's the same way. We have many factors why we are caught up in low self-esteem, and there's many ways to do it. One of the secrets, I tried so many ways to get out of my low self-esteem track, and one of the ways was hypnosis. And I remember my hypnosis, and I was sitting there, and my hypnotherapist was telling me, all the self-esteem stuff, and I'm like, yeah, right, And then the next day, I was looking in the mirror, getting dressed with my low self-esteem, and I noticed, wow, I thought a blue shirt going on here. And then I was putting mascara on my eyes, and I'm saying, wow, my eyes are really green. And it was like looking at myself for the first time in my life that I realized who I was and accepted myself. Instead of getting caught up in, oh, my hair is not right, and this is not right, and that's not right, and all the things that the messages I've given myself or others have given to me, that day changed my life. It was because I worked on my subconscious. I was 100% committed to make myself better. I took 100% responsibility for myself to make things better. And so could you. Because I used to tell people, hey, they would tell me, hey, Donna, you have nothing to worry about. You got this great self-esteem. And I laughed and said, I got the lowest one on the planet. It took some hard work. But low self-esteem, my friends, will just hold you back. And I don't want to see anyone in this world being held back. You'll never succeed with low self-esteem. You'll never have the guts to be in front of the video like I am. You'll never have the guts to go out and approach someone that you may like or you may be attracted to. You won't have the guts to try that new job. Try that new job that you don't have the title for, but you have the knowledge for. You'll never have the guts to do it. So work on that self-esteem. And the first thing I could tell you is look in the mirror and accept yourself. A little trick I tell my clients all the time is get some lipstick and write it on your bathroom mirror. I accept. Because that's how we change our patterns and change our thinking. If you wrote, I accept. Because what do? The first thing you get out of bed? You go into the bathroom, you brush your teeth, and you see it there. Because if I tell you to say an affirmation, you're not going to do it. But if you see it there, 2 words, I accept. 30 days, keep it there. 30 days, it will get into your subconscious. Those 30 days will make a difference. You may not see it. You may not notice it. You may not say it. But it's there. You'll see, I accept. Right there. And that is a little trick to lead you on the way of higher self-esteem. There's more ways to do it. There's professional help. There's self-help books. There's so many ways. Listening to your inner self will get you there. So if you feel that little red flag saying, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that, question here is, can I or will I? Most of us say, I can't. But will you? And once you make that change in your thinking and say, I will, instead of I can, that will help you to achieve your goals. That will help you to get out of that self-esteem trap, because it's a very powerful thing. Can I? Well, can I make all the money I'm doing right now? Can I get in front of a video? Can I do the things I'm doing in my midlife? Well, I never thought it was possible. But will I? Sure, I will. Can I get in front of this camera? At first I couldn't, but I did a 30-day challenge where I got in front of the camera every day, and now I'm comfortable looking at this little red dot and knowing that it's going to get out there. Because I will. Because that will help me in my business. Will I do or can I do? Think about it. And I hope your answer is, I will. I'll catch you on my next video. Have a great day.